Tim here from Premier Martial Arts in Aurora. Today we're going to go over a little bit more curriculum. I hope you guys are being healthy. I hope you guys are staying safe, keeping up with your schoolwork, right? Taking care of your families and all that. Anyway, let's get started. Students, now the first thing I want you to do to get started today is I want you to stand in a neutral position. I line up my feet just right here, evenly across, and then from this position, what I want you to do is I want you to practice throwing your jabs, your crosses, your lead hooks, and your rear hooks. Cycle through these a handful of times, right? I'm going to say a set of 4, 10 times before we move on. Jab, cross, hook, hook, all staying in that neutral position, keeping my knees bent, making sure I'm engaging my core. All right, students, now the next thing I want you to do is I want you to practice that set of 4 punches, jab, cross, hook, hook, from both of your stances. First I'm going to get in a guard stance with one foot in front, and then from here I'm going to go, okay, this is my jab, it's my front side, cross, my lead hook, and my rear hook. Then I'm going to switch my stance and identify the same. This is my front side, so we're going to go jab on that side, rear side, cross on that side, lead hook, rear hook. And I'm going to continue to alternate these two things. I switch my stance, jab, cross, hook, hook. Switch my stance, jab, cross, hook, hook. It is very important that I correctly identify which side is my jab and which side is my cross each time I switch my stance. All right, students, let's move on. And now let's practice stepping forward and attacking with our switch cross. Now our switch cross goes like this. I'm in my guard stance here. First, a forward switch step. I take my back foot and all I'm going to do is I'm going to step it forward so that I switch my guard stance from one side forward to the other side, leading. Now, when I land in my new stance, which side is my cross? All right, my cross is my rear side. So this is my new rear side, and that's going to be my cross here. So when I put together my switch cross, I am switching my back foot steps forward, and it's going to be this hand that's going to land in the cross that I'm going to throw. So first I'm going to practice one and then the other. Switch, cross. Switch, cross. You do it on both sides. Switch, cross. After I do it one after the other, then I'm going to practice doing the two things at the same time, quickly making the decision to start both movements. So the same time I make the switch, I throw the cross. Same time I make the switch, I throw the cross. Same time I make the switch, cross goes. Just like this. All right, students, after practicing our switch cross going forward, I'm going to practice my switch cross going backwards. Now the concepts are still the same. I start in my guard stance here, right? I have this foot forward. I'm going to do a switch step backwards. So that's the foot that I'm going to step backwards so that I completely switch my stance from one side forward to the other side forward. Now, when I land in my new stance, which side is my cross? This is now my rear side, so that's going to be the hand that I launch my cross. So, starting here, I'm going to practice one and then the other a handful of times. I step, plant, and then throw the cross. Step, plant, and then throw the cross. And on the other side too, step, plant, then throw the cross. Step, plant, throw the cross. After practicing a few times, one and then the other, then I'm going to make them both, or make the both movements happen simultaneously. The same time, I'm switching that foot back. The side that I know is going to be the cross once I get there, going to be this side. I'm going to throw that punch at the same time. So now it'll be switch, cross. And then on the other side, I step back. Same time I start stepping it back, launching that cross. Just like this. There will be times that launching immediately after the switch, going forward or back, is going to be best, but there will be times that firing them both simultaneously is going to be the best option. All right, students, after you practice your switch cross going forward, and then practiced your switch cross going backwards, now make a sequence, or make a combination rather, going forward and then back. Our sequence is going to be simply 2 switch crosses forward and then 2 switch crosses back. So starting in my guard stance here, we'll go forward first. My back foot steps forward to make the switch, and then the hand that's going to land in the cross is going to be the side that I throw. There's 1. Same thing, repeat it on the opposite side. There's 2. After doing it twice going forward, now we'll do the same thing going back. This foot's going to step back. And I know that this is the hand that's going to throw the cross once we get there. So we'll make it out. Bang. And then again on the other side. Bang. Continuing the combination. Forward, 1, 2, then back. 1, 2, then forward. 1, 2, and back. 1, 2. All right, students, now we're going to continue on our back fall series, our guard stance on the ground series. If you haven't seen and practiced the videos of the back fall, our guard stance on the ground, and then our technical get up, if we haven't gone through those things yet, rewind, right, or go back and let's practice those things before continuing with what we're going to do today. What we're going to do today, we're going to go to our back fall. From our guard stance, we're going to practice throwing stomp kicks from the ground or up kicks from the ground. And then from there, we'll continue that sequence of making sure we're getting back to our feet the safest way possible with our technical get up. First, we're going to start with our back fall. So I perform my back fall. As I go down, the number 1 most important thing is making sure that my head doesn't hit the floor. I want my feet to stay on the ground, engage my hips, I touch the ground, and then I'm in my guard stance here. My heel is above my knee. I make sure my hands stay in between my face and my opponent. From here, when I go to throw my stomp kicks, what I want to do is I want to make sure that I keep that foot pressed into the ground and I engage just by tucking my hips up. Notice my hips are going to leave the floor and raise, making a straight line from that knee to this hip to this shoulder. Now I should be able to, with great structure, take this knee that's already up, or rather this foot that's already up and aimed at my opponent, just make a powerful stomp out here. Again, I'm doing my best, engaging my hips, lifting, getting a full extension through here as I do my best to stick my heel into an opponent that's in front of me. Now, when I throw this stomp kick, I can aim down towards an opponent's leg or knee. Right, this will do a great job keeping distance, preventing them from stepping in at me. If they're already leaning forward, then maybe I aim it into their groin, into their belly, or into their face with my stomp kick. Now, I want to make sure that I also practice quickly getting back to my feet. Even though I can land devastating up kicks from here, I want to do my very best to get back to my feet as quickly and as safely as I can so that I can leave the situation or defend myself more effectively if I have to. So quickly now, after a stomp kick or 2, practicing my get up, I take my arm on that side, swim it on the floor so that I get up. And then even from here, if I need to practice or if I need to throw my stomp kicks, I should practice from here too. Lifting my hips, stomping my heel out, lifting my hips, tucking that foot, making sure that I'm getting up safe. Now students, as you practice that back fall sequence that we just went over, our back fall, our stomp kicks, and our technical get up, be sure to always have your hands active, right? At least one hand at all times should be in front of my face, ready to protect myself if I have to. I also want to make sure that I focus my eyes. I don't want to look down at the floor when I'm getting up and when I'm doing my things. I want to make sure that I keep my eyes in front of me, ready to be aware, to notice what a potential attacker might be doing. Right? Take your time, run through those things. Again, hands are active, eyes are focused. Students, thank you guys so much for following along, practicing our switch cross, and then practicing or continuing on with our back fall and our defense from the ground series. Be ready to continue practicing some of those ground defensive concepts in future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure we like the video if you enjoy the curriculum. Make sure you subscribe to Aurora Premier Martial Arts on YouTube. Also, you can check out our Instagram pages. It's Premier Martial Arts or Martial Arts Southlands, and then Fitness Southlands also. Anyway, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.